Sorry about that. My phone had messed up. So, back to what I was saying. The person would just tell me what I wanted to hear, and basically, they just faked the whole relationship. And I kept holding on and holding on and holding on, and it just wasn't going anywhere. And I just had to finally just wake up and realize, like, you deserve better than this. Like, you do not have to deal with this. Like, when I was single, like, you have men that will literally throw themselves at you, like, that truly want you, that know your worth, know your value, and won't mess you around, and won't do none of this boy stuff that these low vibrational boys do. But as I was saying, you just have to continue to grow and just elevate yourself, love yourself. Like, I didn't have a father growing up, which, I mean, it's hurtful, but at the same time, like, I just wish that I had a father figure that was at least just, like, you don't even have to be in the home. Like, you could call and maybe just come visit every once in a while. And, as I'm growing up, teach your daughter about how men are. Like, my dad, I'm sorry if you watch this one day, like, we done had this conversation before. I just wish that you could have been there just to be like, well, shoot, you're pretty much grown or whatever. Of course, I wish, he would have taught me beforehand, but he never taught me any of this. But anyways, when you get older, here's the ropes. Life is not what you think it is. Life is not perfect. The whole thing about, stay away from strangers and you'll be okay. Like, no, life is not like that. People are not the same. People do not have the same heart. People do not have the same mind frame. People are not on the same vibration. Like, he could have taught me these things. And especially boys and girls, men and women do not think the same. 9 times out of 10, even growing up, 9 times out of 10, I'm just a little girl playing outside at recess, and some boys, they're thinking about they're thinking about trying to get some Even, I'll say, even to this day now, as a grown woman, I don't think about sex all the time. I don't have, I'm not going to say perverted thoughts, but I'm going to say the average man will be thinking about sex. We could be thinking about, well, I'll take that back. I'm saying we could be in the same place, like a work setting. I'm thinking about work, or I'm thinking about being at home. They open their mouth, they thinking about sex, and I'm just like, well, dang, like, that's all you think about? But some men, that's just how they are wired or whatever, and that's what they focus on. That's what they feed. Whatever you feed is going to grow. And it's just sad that these single females, that's what y'all have to deal with. And like I said, if I would have had a male figure to go ahead and tell me, like, look, life is not what it seems. Men will lie, men will cheat, men will disappoint you, they'll fool you, they'll abuse you, they'll treat you any kind of way if you let them. You're my daughter, I love you, you're beautiful. Don't let no nigga treat you any kind of way. I wish I would have had that, but I didn't. But I have a daughter, and you best to believe that not only me, myself, I tell my daughter how beautiful she is every single day. My husband, he also tells her how beautiful and special and smart, intelligent, artistic, wonderfully made that she is every day. And he teaches her you have to have respect for yourself. Have love and respect for yourself. That's number one. And don't allow no boy, no man to disrespect you and devalue you. Because we put that in her right now. So when she gets to be old enough to date, I can't say exactly how it's going to turn out, but at least I can say as a parent, I'm teaching my kids, not only just my daughter, but I teach my kids to love themselves, to value themselves. So they don't have to deal with they don't have to deal with being vulnerable and somebody just swooping in like a thief in the night and taking full advantage of your situation and your good heart. I teach my kids, and I especially teach my daughter, you can have a good heart, but don't be no fool. Use common sense. I know that sounds simple, but you got to use common sense nowadays, and especially in relationships. Oh, he loved me. Oh, he said he loved me. If I could kick myself, I would. I used to think, oh, that was enough. Oh, he said he loved me. Oh, he truly loves me. No, boo. Just because a man says that he loves you, that don't mean shit. That don't mean nothing. Does he prove it? Love is an action. It's not just words, it's an action. And I teach my daughter that think outside the box. You don't necessarily have to date someone that's your own age or younger than you. Go for somebody that's older. My experience with dating, I never liked young men. Yeah, they look good. They look mighty nice. But intellectually, having a conversation with them, having a friendship, whatever you want to call it with them, it just wasn't enough for me. So I always liked older men. Well, not really liked older men. I always felt comfortable conversating with someone that was older than me because they seemed to, I could relate to them more and conversation would flow easily. I felt understood. Now the younger guys, like guys my age that I would date, whew, I'm glad that is over with. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And God forbid, if I ever become single again, I doubt that I would go for a younger man. Maybe like when I get maybe old and gray, if I want some arm candy, I might do that one day. But until then, give me a rich older man. I take that. And that's another thing that I teach my daughter. It was kind of tried to talk. I can't even talk. My sister, my older sister, she kind of tried to teach me in so many ways to be with, if you're going to be in a relationship with a man, be with a man that, ooh, my stomach growling. Be with a man that's financially stable and well off. But the person that was right for me, they were financially stable, but and they were financially well off, but ooh, excuse me. But for my sister's liking, just because they had kids and I was so young, she didn't like that, and she verbalized that, and I think she went about it in the wrong way. But I kind of understand now what she was trying to say. But at the same time, now that I'm older, I can't understand how you can give somebody some advice to do certain things with their lives and not to do certain things with their lives, and you haven't done it yourself. So, no. But I do teach my daughter, you are not going to be in a poverty relationship. Be with a man that is better off than you. So that way they can help you if need be. They can take care of you if need be. Let that man love you way more than you love him. And I know from experience myself with that also. I never had any problems technically like in a love relationship. When I was younger, I thought, okay, I see a guy, I like him, I want him, go get him. I always got what I wanted, but the end result is where it all went wrong. I got what I wanted, but they didn't treat me the way that I should have been treated. And they were not financially well off. They were not financially stable. All those things that I overlooked when I was younger that I will never overlook now. But, yeah, so you can get something that you want, but the end result is not always going to be what you want. So, yes, definitely be with somebody that wants you more than you want them, because chances are they will treat you a lot better. And you deserve to be in a situation where you're treated like a queen, treated like a goddess that you are. Love yourself, take care of yourself, and don't settle for nothing less. They will treat you accordingly. And so when I met my husband, right off the bat, and I was not looking for no man, period. I was in school. My son was, I think he was like 1. I had broken up with his dad because he wasn't treating me right. And he didn't respect me. He didn't value me. And I should have known that by the way that he treated the women in his family. But I thought, oh, no, I'm different. This situation is different. He's going to treat me better. But no, he didn't. And so I broke up with him and moved. And I was going to school, working, taking care of my son. A man was the furthest thing from my mind. And just so happened, my husband, he ended up moving across the street from me. So, okay, he moved across the street. I see this older gentleman. I wasn't thinking nothing of him. I thought, oh, okay, he's kind of cute. Because at that time, he was a lot younger. He used to wear basketball jerseys, and I know it sound kind of crazy, but that kind of got my attention because I like the fact that he was older and he still could dress like youthfully or youthful. But looking back, like now that we're older, if I see my husband wearing a jersey, I mean, matter of fact, he don't even wear jerseys no more, but I wouldn't mind seeing him in a jersey every now and then. But back then, we both were slimmer. He was more muscular, and um, he was more built back then, so he'd get away with wearing a jersey at his age. But anyways, he caught my eye with his jerseys and how he dressed. I liked the way that he dressed, even though I knew he was older. So that could have been kind of like a ploy, like, oh, I can get this young girl. But so anyways, we were friends. We used to hang out in a group setting. It was females there and other males. Like I said, I'm not thinking about no man. I was just hanging out after work. I didn't have nothing else to do, so he invited me across the street, him and his friends. So we would just hang out, and long story short, he took me in his house and he said, I got something to tell you. And I said, okay, all right. And this man, no lie, he sat me down and he said, I want you. I want you. And I said, oh, okay.